So hi, welcome to another mindful walk. I'm heading to a place where we used to play as kids in Brotton. I'm going to be following the Cleveland Way. And just a thought for some of you people that aren't able to get out just like this. A friend of mine, Diane, thanks Diane for the suggestion, well, for the sharing of how you use these videos. Just walking in the house, walking on the spot for part of the journey, or indeed walking, resting, hitting the pause button, taking time, even if you just sat there, just actually lifting your legs up and down whilst you sat might be helpful. This is the pathway leading down to Skelton Viaduct, another local, if you want to call it, an attraction. They're doing some construction work on it at the moment, maintenance, so we're going to see if we can actually just get through that way, and I'm going to be taking a new path that I haven't taken before. I always like to sit and at least just stand here for a second with Shard's lovely natural garden. So Skelton Viaduct just appearing, and all the blue protective fencing around it from the work that's been done to it, from the maintenance work, I guess. And here the guys working away. Hopefully we can get through to the other side and on into the woods on the Cleveland Way. What a feat of engineering. fun test with the wind blowing against the back of the camera. As we just enter Skelton, and I'm going to cut through the estates to head to North Skelton and then on to Brotton. Heading towards Leyland, which is between Skelton and North Skelton. Looks like the snow's about to come down. It's been many years since I've been down this way. This pathway leads to Leyland Bridge, which is a great shortcut, not having to go all the way around by the top of Skelton. Now this should be fun. It's sheet ice. I think I'll stop filming for a second. And there's another one. That's it. Just be aware of the social distancing. Oh, look at him. Hey, pup. Hey, eyes. So I'm taking a 2-minute break, having a cup of coffee. Nice peaceful place. I just want to talk about something that I'm developing as an idea, and I'd like to be able to develop it further in it, and that is about conscious creativity. You'll probably see the word come up at the end of the videos, and what that's about is about using the power of the imagination. We have an incredible tool at our disposal, and ironically we tend to lean towards using it in a negative way. And if we think about that for a second, if we try to flick that around, to actually flip it on its head and start to think about outcomes and possibilities, not to deny any historic issues, not to deny things that might be playing on your mind, but kind of bringing together that with the mindfulness approach of how much can you affect those things that's happening in the here and now. How much distress or anxiety are you feeling in the here and now, and is that ongoing for an undue amount of time? Do you need to get some other help from professionals, as I've mentioned before in these videos? Or can we do some simple things like access the feelings in a way that you can allow them to come out? We're also thinking about how we can connect to any feelings that you're having and allow an in the moment expression, which isn't, say for example, I suppose a classic one would be anger, isn't screaming or shouting at somebody, but holding it for a second or two and then channeling it into something creative. Writing down your thoughts, writing down your feelings, trying to make sense. How does the feeling want to say the words? Don't be bound by, I can't write creatively, I can't, I'm no good at spelling, the grammar might be wrong. All those things that we come across in life that can tend to affect how we want to be creative. And just give yourself a little bit of space in your day to be able to write thoughts, reflections. Often when you write them down, you can read them, and that gives a different perspective, almost like somebody talking back to you, developing an inner therapist rather than an inner critic. So it's just something to think about. It's something I've done for a long time with music and songs, and I'm helping other people develop their own creativity, and hopefully will be hearing from them and their experiences in some of the walk videos. So I'm just going to leave that there, just to have a think about. So a way of using imagination to develop outcomes or new possibilities, as opposed to the imagination being deployed to give some sense of impending doom. Here we go, one step at a time, just like life. And these steps are slippy. Just been talking about conscious creativity, and although I tend to make an idea of writing as an example, one of the things that helped me in my recovery was making bread. Might sound a bit daft, but actually just the time it took to make the dough, knead it, giving me space from my thoughts and just focusing on the bread itself was quite a big help. So making bread was just an idea that worked for me. Well, I don't know, baking, knitting, crochet, sketching, poetry. Doesn't have to be right, it just has to be what you want it to be. Time in your day just to let some of that pressure builds up. So here we are, Lumpsey pit. Somewhere where a lot of my friends from Brotton will recognise us playing as kids. Shout out to Stephen Bates. Plenty of times messing around in very, very dangerous places. We were hardcore back then. Oh, just stupid. Now I'm looking for a building. I think this is it. This is for my sisters in Australia. At this point here, just here, there was a crescent shaped tunnel that goes through this building. And as kids we were adventurous, or I should say my sisters and brother were adventurous. I just tagged along and became a nuisance. Someone had to do it in the family. And we went all the way underneath this building and out at this side. And the fact that you can't actually see the tunnel is telling you that the building's sinking or something of that nature. I don't know how we're still alive, considering the danger we got into. So BAFTA, depth 175 metres, diameter 4.57. I think it was capped 19th of October 1993. So when we were playing, this was a big hole, and that's how deep it was, 175 metres. Crazy, crazy. But we didn't know the danger. Well, I didn't. I'm sure my sisters and brother did. That's how hard done to I was as a kid. You can see by the shape of this building. Now this is the fan house. And again, we used to play here And I remember my brother walking along a pipe. I mean, this chute used to have a roof, and there was a great big hole in the ground. Alright, shaft B. So the first one wasn't BAFTA, it was shaft A. Very hard to read, both capped October 1993. And it's a bloody good job, really. Memories of playing hide and seek up here. Japs and commandos. Oh. Probably not politically correct to say that, but that's what it was called back in the day. Just a light flurry of hailstone. Ooh, owl. Oh, wow. Big barn owl. Ian Crockett, that's probably the one you were looking for. And here we have Brotton. So I'm just situated down from Brotton Hospital. This part has changed dramatically since I was a kid. Used to come and play here, make mud pies in a little stream that used to run down here, and there used to be garages here. Just the memories that come flooding back from playing as kids in this little space. Where my auntie and uncle used to live in the house on the corner. I remember watching my uncle eat to such a point that he used to shout to his wife, "Hilary, bring this lad a plate, I don't think he's being fed." And the building in front of me used to be a grocer's shop, and my granddad owned that. And one of my big memories is back in the late 70s there was the TV series Planet of the Apes, and they brought out collecting cards that you could get to collect all the different characters. And I used to go in there every day just about asking my grandma if I could have a free packet because I didn't have any money. Playing on a better nature, bless her. She used to say no as well, by the way. Well and truly no. She didn't take any prisoners. Used to have to walk up and down this route to church when we were in the choir as kids. On a Thursday for choir practice and on a Sunday for service. Hey. This is a well-known little spot for Brotton, the Cattle Arch. I used to tell when you were getting older just how close you were for banging your head off the top of this, just to give you an idea of how tall it really is. There you go. I remember one of my friends coming down here, we'd had a few beers. Dave Brown. And yeah, it's not good to laugh at other people's misfortune, but it was funny. I don't think it was that one actually, so I think it was this one. And this is a proper metal bar. It's like a girder, that. That's gonna hurt, right? I still laugh about it now. Thanks for the memory, Dave. I hope you're doing well. Obviously, people have made their own mark on it now. It's actually lit up, which it wasn't in the in our days. It used to run take your risks and hope no one will put tripwires on the floor. One thing that I'm talking about with creativity that I haven't mentioned is the idea of having people coming together, sharing the ideas. I think I've mentioned it once about friends of mine. We all kind of have a WhatsApp chat where we're sharing bits of creativity, songs we've written, poetry, spreading sort of positivity between us, meaningful positivity, taking time out, talking to each other, being there when you're having a bit of a rough time, and being okay with feeling emotions. Well, the reason why I'm focusing on that building is part of my community spirit probably comes from my mum, who up until COVID and at the age of 82 years old was running tea dances with me adopted aunt Kay. Hi Kay, hope you're doing well. And friends from miles around came to the tea dance and shared and socialised, caught up with memories, how life used to be, and almost on cue as we're talking about something so positive. Look at that, the sun starts to come out. Love you, Mum. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Make sure you're bending those legs as you're going along with me. Keep the blood flowing, keep the heart going. And before this hedge was here, we used to sledge down the hillside, down here. And there used to be a little wall, so we used to build a ramp, come all the way down, hit the ramp, and break you back on the other side. Little did I know when I was growing up, my future wife lived in a house just in the far corner over there. Not in quite the far corner, just a couple of doors this way. I would have gone down that way, but I'm actually going to head towards the wood path down towards the primary school I used to, that I attended when I was younger. This place hasn't changed much.